Good morning, children. In our previous class, we have read lesson number 10. That lesson number 10 is air. So, here again we will continue with that lesson. Here in this lesson, air, I have told you about the composition of air. You have already, children, read about composition of different gases in the atmosphere. In that we have read that the maximum amount is of nitrogen gas, which is 78%, oxygen gas amount is 21%, and in 1% other gases are present in the atmosphere. Those gases are carbon dioxide, water vapors, helium, ozone and hydrogen, etc. And about humidity also I told you, children, that is the amount of water vapor present in air, that is called humidity, because it only determines the humidity of air. We all know that we cannot live without air. For a second only, for 1 or 2 seconds, you close your mouth as well as nose, then what you will notice? You cannot live comfortably, and within 3, 4, 5 seconds only you will have to take air. That is, air is needed. Air is important for our survival, not for us but for plants also. In this activity I told you that oxygen is required for our respiration also, as well as in burning also. If we cover a burning candle with glass, then what we observe? That candle will not be burning. It stops burning. Why? Because whenever it doesn't get oxygen gas, then it stops burning. It shows what? That oxygen is required for burning also. Then how the nature maintains a balance in the atmosphere? In this diagram you can see that, you see, we all know that we human beings and plants, we inhale oxygen gas and exhale carbon dioxide gas. That carbon dioxide gas is consumed by plants in the process of photosynthesis. Now, the nitrogen gas is also very important for us. It doesn't affect us directly, but it is important for plants, and we all, the human beings or animals, they all are dependent on plants for our survival. So here nitrogen gas is present for the growth of plants. And how it affects the growth of plants? It is essential for the growth of plants. It helps in the rapid growth of plants. It also helps them to develop their fruits and seeds. It also increases the size and quality of the leaves of the plants, and plants therefore require nitrogen. But plants cannot use nitrogen gas directly, but nitrogen from the air changes, bacteria in the soil act on nitrogen, and then nitrogen gets converted into specific forms, and then such specific forms of nitrogen get absorbed by plants for their growth. And how nitrogen gas absorbs plants, and how plants absorb nitrogen gas from the soil? With the help of their roots. The plant roots absorb these salts from the soil, and plants then use them to form proteins, and that proteins are essential for their growth. Understood? Means plants cannot absorb nitrogen directly from the air. Nitrogen gas has to be changed into other forms to be utilized by the plants. And how they change? The bacteria present in the soil helps to convert the atmospheric nitrogen into such specific forms like nitrate and ammonium salts, and these salts are taken in by plants to get the nitrogen needed by them. The plant roots absorb these salts from the soil. We all know roots are under the soil, so they absorb nitrogen from the soil, and plants then use them to form proteins which are essential for their growth. Now children, atmosphere acts as a shield. Shield means protecting cover. This diagram also I told you to do it. This how the atmosphere protects as shield. Many of you have not drawn it. So again, this is only your today's homework, that you have to draw this diagram. How the atmosphere protects as a shield. Our atmosphere also acts as a shield. Atmosphere protects us from what? From the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. And this ozone gas protects us, acts as a shield like an umbrella from the harmful rays of sunlight. Ozone gas present in the upper layers of the atmosphere prevents harmful ultraviolet rays of sunlight from reaching the surface of the earth, and these ultraviolet rays can cause skin and eye diseases in animals and affect the growth of plants. Thus, ozone layer in the air protects the animals and plants from the harmful effects of the ultraviolet rays present in sunlight. About pollution of air also I have told you, that how the air pollutants are present in the atmosphere. They make the air dirty, and the impurities which are present in the air are called pollutants. Pollutants are of two types. Which two types pollutants are there? Pollutants are gaseous pollutants as well as solid pollutants. Pollutants means, you know, the dust particles or the substance which makes the air dirty. They are called pollutants. And the air which contains impurities, that air is called polluted air. Now the question is that how does the air get polluted? There are different types of pollution, or the ways through which the air gets polluted. Here you see it is written how does the air get polluted. There are 7 causes given there. First one is dust raised from the ground during dust storms. Children, in hot sunny weather, you must have observed that when the wind blows, then with the wind, dust also blows. That dust makes the air polluted and dirty. Then stone dust raised by crushing of stones in quarries. When in quarries or in factories, the stones are being crushed to make the sand and the other stone chips. That time also stone dust are raised, which makes the air dirty. Then whenever any vehicle cross on the road, you must have observed the smoke comes out from those vehicles. Those smokes also makes the air polluted. Then smoke from forest fires. If there is any fire in the forest, then due to fire, smoke will raise. That smoke will make the air dirty. Then smoke raised by burning of coal in powerhouses. Powerhouses means in the factories where the electricity is being generated. You must have seen The smoke, long big chimneys are there, and through these chimneys smoke raised by burning of coal. They also make the air dirty. Then burning of wood, cow dung cakes, garbage, etc. in households and open places. You must have observed that during this Diwali also many people, what they do? They collect the garbage from their house, they clean their house, and outside the house they burn that garbage. And due to that burning, what happens? Smoke comes out, and that smoke makes the air dirty. Then germs from coughing and sneezing. Nowadays, the virus which has hampered our life, a whole lifestyle, that virus, coronavirus, spread through what? Coughing and sneezing. And that's why it has been repeatedly told that we have to protect our mouth and nose with the help of mask. We should wear mask while coughing and sneezing, so that virus will not spread in the air, because those virus and germs also makes the air dirty. There can be many more such causes, and because of these causes air gets dirty. Air becomes polluted. That polluted air is very harmful. We may fall ill, and that's why clean air is the slogan, that we should stop air pollution. Herein, do you know, it is written, stoves using cow dung cakes, wood and thrash as cooking fuel. In village area nowadays also, women burn cow dung cakes, and those cow dung cakes or the stoves, while cooking, they also pollute the air. They are a major source of air pollutions in India. They produce smoke whose concentration can be as much as 5 times higher than that produced by ordinary coal. But the good thing is that the use of such stoves is decreasing with time. You must have heard about Prime Minister's Ujjwala Scheme Yojana. What is Ujjwala Scheme Yojana, children? You know. That is the scheme initiated by our government to get rid from these stoves or cow dung cakes in the village area. And under this scheme, our government is distributing gas cylinders and stoves to the poor family, so that they can also cook on gas. You must have observed, when your mother cooks in the kitchen on gas stove, on LPG, then there is no smoke. Means it doesn't pollute the air. And that's why our government has encouraged the use of gas stoves, and because of that only Ujjwala Scheme Yojana has been launched by our government. Now, effects of air pollution. I told you, children, that if air is polluted and we are breathing that polluted air only, if we breathe that polluted air only, then lots of harmful effects will be on us also, as well as on plants also. One by one we will read about those effects of air pollution here. First one is by breathing air. We all know we breathe oxygen gas. By breathing air polluted with dust, smoke and harmful gases, we may suffer from various problems. Means if we breathe those polluted air which is containing dust, smoke and harmful gases, then children, we may suffer from various problems. Which type of problems? Suffocation. Suffocation means, you know, dam ghutna. Then cough. Cough you must be knowing. Headache and so on. Polluted air may also cause skin and eye diseases. Second one is gases like oxides of nitrogen and sulfur present in automobile exhaust mix with rainwater and form acids. We all know that rainwater is the purest form of water, but it gets polluted when it mixes up with smoke and dust while coming onto the ground. And then it forms what? Acid rain. When gases like oxides of nitrogen and sulfur present in automobile exhaust mix with rainwater, then it forms acid, and that acid rain, then that rainwater is in the form of acid rain. Then that acid rain damages crops and reduces the fertility of soil, and it can also damage monuments made of marble. Now, presence of carbon dioxide and some other gases in air causes a phenomenon. That phenomenon is called greenhouse effect. This phenomenon helps the earth to stay suitably warm. That is needed. However, if these gases are present in excess, if more than the required quantity, in amount more than the required amount, then in air their increased greenhouse effect can cause global warming. This is the very well known term, global warming. That is very harmful. An extra increased global warming means what? An extra increase in the average temperature of the earth. If the temperature of the earth increases, then the polar ice caps will melt, glaciers will melt down, and then there will be lots of destruction. So global warming is very harmful. It is here written, global warming, an extra increase in the average temperature of the earth, it can result in an increase in the melting of polar ice caps, and which can cause widespread damage and destructions. So these are the harmful effects of air pollution. In our next class, children, we will read about how to reduce air pollution. Different ways we will read that how can we reduce air pollution. Today this much only, and your homework, as I have told you, today you have to draw this atmospheric shield. The diagram is given on page number 100. How the ozone layer, in this diagram you see how the ozone layer protects us from harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. So this is only your homework. That's all for today. Goodbye and thank you.